Luka Dončić, the face of the Dallas Mavericks and one of the NBA's brightest young stars, was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The trade details themselves are staggering. The Lakers received Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris, while the Mavericks got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round draft pick. The Utah Jazz were also involved in this three-team deal, receiving Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round draft picks. The news of the trade broke while the Denver Nuggets were on a flight home from Charlotte after a 5-game road trip. DeAndre Jordan was the first to hear about it and began spreading the word among his teammates. The reaction on the plane was one of pure shock and disbelief. Julian Strawther, recalling the moment, told the Denver Post, "I see DJ pacing back and forth, telling people a bunch of news, and then I walked past Trey Alexander. And Trey was like, 'Something to the Lakers.' I said, 'What?' He said, 'Luka to the Lakers.' It threw everybody off. We all was standing up and walking around. We didn't know what to do." Christian Braun added his perspective, saying, "He told us, and then I took my headphones out. I love watching the NBA, so I went on Twitter. It was the first thing I saw. I think I've seen a couple people say that they thought it was fake. I think everybody on our plane kind of said the same thing. Like, first initial reaction was like, oh, Hernia got hacked. But then I looked at it again. Clicked on his account. Obviously, it wasn't a troll account." Amidst the chaos and confusion, Nikola Jokic's reaction stands out. As a close friend of Dončić, Jokic's response carries significant weight. He immediately reached out to Dončić via text. Jokić said, "I texted him. I think that he didn't expect it, of course. I think he just needs to be with family right now. It's a big move. It's a business. I don't know. I think nobody expected it, especially not him. Nobody is safe in the league, it seems like."
I didn't. I texted him. He felt it. I mean, of course, I think he didn't expect it. Of course, it's. I think he just needs to be with his family right now. You know, it's a big move. It's a business. I don't know. You know, I think nobody expected, especially not him. I think nobody's safe in the league, it seems like.
Jokic's words paint a picture of a league where even the brightest stars can be traded at a moment's notice. The phrase, "nobody is safe in the league," resonates deeply, highlighting the uncertainty that players face in their professional lives. Despite the shock, Jokić remained optimistic about Dončic's future. "But I think he's going to go do a good job. I think he's the player for the big scene, even though I thought in Dallas he had something special going."
But I think he's going to do a good job, you know. I think he's the player for the big scene, even though I thought in Dallas he had something special going.
And Jokic's comments also shed light on the personal side of such trades. His emphasis on Dončić needing to be with family underscores the emotional toll these business decisions can have on players. The trade's impact extends beyond just Dončić and the teams directly involved. It has implications for the entire Western Conference, including Jokic's own Denver Nuggets. As the defending champions, the Nuggets now face a new challenge in the form of a Lakers team bolstered by Dončic's immense talent. Dončic's accolades speak for themselves. At just 25 years old, he has been named to the first-team All-NBA for the last 5 seasons. In the 2023-24 season, he led the league in scoring, averaging an impressive 33.9 points per game, along with 9.2 rebounds and 9.8 assists. He finished third in MVP voting behind Jokić and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and led the Mavericks to an NBA Finals appearance as the 5th seed. Michael Porter Jr., Jokic's teammate, expressed his confusion about the trade.
"I was pretty confused. We're still talking about it, like how that's really possible. Just in the fact that they made the finals that last year, and it's like the only way that trade makes sense now is if they win the championship. That's the only other thing better than making the finals a year later is winning."
He even suggested that there might be more to the story, saying, "I still feel like there's some facts that are going to come out over time, because I can't really comprehend how that makes sense, to be honest."
I still feel like there's some facts that are going to come out over time, because it just doesn't. I can't really comprehend how that really makes sense, to be honest.
The trade has also sparked debates about player value and team dynamics. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith made comments with his controversial take on the new Lakers duo of LeBron James and Luka Dončić. Despite the star power of this pairing, Smith argued that the Nuggets duo of Jokić and Jamal Murray remains the most formidable in the league. Smith said, "They, LeBron and Luka, should be the scariest duo, but this season I haven't given up on Jokić and Murray. I have not given up on that at all. I'm going to stand on that for the time being. Right now, it's got to be Jokić and Murray." Until further notice to answer this question, because we haven't seen how LeBron and Luka will do together.
They should be the scariest. Their basketball IQs are off the chart. We know what they can do on the basketball court. They should be the scariest. But this season, I haven't given up on Jokić and Murray. I have not given up on that at all. I'm going to stand on that for the time being. We can't even see anybody in Dallas with Kyrie and AD. AD already down, okay? I mean, I got to think about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and who's his Robin is and stuff like that. That's right, of course, Williams. But I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that right now, it's got to be Jokić and Murray until further notice to answer this question, because we haven't seen how LeBron and Luka will do together.
This statement shows the respect that Jokić and Murray have earned through their on-court success, including an NBA championship and their current 7-game winning streak. In their recent 146-117 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, Murray and Jokić combined for an impressive 66 points, showcasing their continued dominance. The reactions from other NBA stars provide further context to the magnitude of this trade. Steph Curry, known for his loyalty to the Golden State Warriors, expressed his shock at the deal. Curry said, "Just a reminder, maybe only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence, but you still be there." It's kind of a very unique situation across the board, but I think just the idea that it happened in silence was pretty crazy. The fact that you hear a trade and everybody thinks somebody's been hacked is hilarious.
Just a reminder, maybe only a few in this league that can go to sleep with, any type of confidence, but that you'll still be there. It's kind of a very unique situation across the board, but I think just the idea that it happened in silence was pretty crazy. The fact that you hear a trade and everybody thinks somebody's been hacked is hilarious.
Kevin Durant, no stranger to high-profile moves himself, was equally stunned. Durant said, "Insane, it's crazy. Would have never thought Luka Dončić get traded this midseason. NBA is wild place, man. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs."
Insane, man. It's crazy. Yeah, would have never thought Luka Dončić get traded at this age, mid-season. Yes, NBA is a wild place, man. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs, So, yes.
Durant's reaction emphasizes the unpredictability of the league and the potential for even the most established stars to be traded. Kyrie Irving, Dončic's former teammate in Dallas, described the situation as a grieving process, highlighting the emotional toll such trades can take on players. Irving said, "Was really shocked and, just don't imagine that you're going to get ready to go to sleep and then you find out news like that. So, still a grieving process right now, miss my hermano. We had a lot of time together."
Just really shocked and, just don't imagine that you're going to get ready to go to sleep and then you find out news like that. So still a grieving process right now. Miss my hermano. We had a lot of time together.
Irving's words provide a glimpse into the strong bonds formed between teammates and the difficulty of sudden separations. Anthony Edwards, a rising star in his own right, offered a perspective that encapsulates the disbelief felt by many. Edwards said, "At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25, and he didn't know about it. So it's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded, because you don't just trade him at 25, he just went to the finals."
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy. At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25, and he didn't know about it. So it's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded, because you don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals, you know what I'm saying? So
Edwards also touched on a personal aspect of the trade that many might overlook. "I feel bad for Luka, man, because I saw some on YouTube that say he just bought a crib and everything in Dallas, so that sucks, man. That sucks."
I feel bad for Luka, man, because I saw some on YouTube that said he just bought a crib and everything in Dallas, so that sucks, man, that sucks.
The trade has also brought attention to the business side of the NBA. Jokić reflected on this aspect, saying, "I think it's definitely one of the biggest trades probably in, I won't say history, but let's say the last 5, 10, 15 years. Seems like nobody's safe, and it probably should be that way."
It's definitely one of the biggest trades probably in I'm not going to say in history, but let's say last 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know. But it seems like nobody's safe, and probably should be that way.
This sentiment was echoed by other players, including Devin Booker, who said, "It's crazy, man. I really don't know what to say about it. Luka being a guy that, everybody's claimed as untouchable and untradeable, and, the NBA shows you again just, you can't predict it. It's a business."
It's crazy, man. I really don't know what to say about it. Luka being a guy that, everybody's claimed as untouchable and untradeable, and, the NBA shows you again, just you can't predict it. It's a business.
The trade has also sparked discussions about the increasing prominence of international players in the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo commented on this aspect, saying, "Now that a European will be, I believe, the face of the Lakers, this is something new for Europe. It never happened before. I just love it. I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokić to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets, to see something incredible. This is what I want. This is my dream."
Now that a European will be, I believe, the face of the Lakers, this is something new for Europe. It's never happened before. I just love it. You know what I want? I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokić to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets, to see something incredible. This is what I want. This is my dream.
The biggest thing in the NBA today, the potential debut of Luka Dončić. The Lakers are hosting the Jazz tonight in crypto, and Dončić was acquired for Anthony Davis just over a week ago. That shocked the entire world. Now the Lakers, they've been hitting their stride recently, winning 5 straight by an average of almost 19 points per game.
The Dallas Mavericks have traded their superstar, Luka Dončić, to the Los Angeles Lakers. This unexpected development has sparked intense debate and discussion, with NBA Hall of Famer Reggie Miller stepping forward to offer a powerful defense of Dončić in the face of criticism from his former team. The trade, which occurred a week ago, saw Dončić move to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a future first-round pick. The timing and unexpected nature of this trade have left fans and analysts alike struggling to comprehend the Mavericks' decision to part ways with a player widely regarded as one of the brightest young talents in the NBA. Reggie Miller, known for his sharp analysis and candid opinions, recently appeared on NBA TV to discuss the trade and its implications. Miller, who had previously been critical of Dončić's conditioning, took a strong stance against what he perceived as unfair treatment of the young star by the Mavericks organization. In his statement, Miller expressed his displeasure with what he termed a character assassination of Dončić emanating from the Mavericks. He said, "One thing I've kind of taken offense to a little bit because I was someone who was critical of Luka too. I felt that he needed to be in better shape, but I don't like the character assassination on him floating from the Mavericks. And if it's coming from the Mavericks about the reason why we traded him, he wasn't in great shape. His conditioning, he would never get in shape."
And one thing I've kind of taken offense to a little bit, because I was critical of Luka too. I felt that he needed to be in better shape, but I don't like the character assassination on him floating from the Mavericks. If it's coming from the Mavericks about the reason why we traded him, he wasn't in great shape, his conditioning, he would never get in shape. You guys know this.
Miller's defense of Dončić centered around the player's remarkable achievements in his young career. He emphasized the fact that Dončić has been named to the All-NBA First Team for 5 consecutive years, a feat that Miller argues is impossible without being in proper physical condition. Miller stated, "You guys know this, at least I hope you do. You don't become a first-team All-NBA player 5 years in a row if you're not in shape."
At least I hope you do. You don't become a first team All-NBA player 5 years in a row if you're not in shape.
The Hall of Famer went on to criticize the narrative surrounding Dončić's fitness and work ethic. So please stop the character assassination that this guy is out of shape, he's lazy. I don't like that because you don't get at that level at the age of 25 without doing what he's done.
So please stop the character assassination that this guy's out of shape, he's lazy. I don't like that because you don't get at the level at the age of 25 without doing what he's done. So
Miller's comments challenge the narrative put forth by the Mavericks organization regarding Dončić's conditioning. He points out the inconsistency between these concerns and Dončić's on-court performance, highlighting the player's impressive resume at such a young age. Miller stated, "You don't get to where he's at being a first-team All-NBA player 5 years in a row at the age of 25 by not being in shape."
you don't get to where he's at being a first-team All-NBA player 5 years in a row at the age of 25 by not being in shape.
The Mavericks' reported concerns about Dončić's conditioning have been a topic of discussion throughout his career. Sources indicate that Dallas had grown increasingly worried about Dončić's fitness levels, drawing comparisons to the situation with Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. However, Miller's comments challenge this narrative, pointing out the inconsistency between these concerns and Dončić's on-court performance. Dončić's teammate, Markieff Morris, has also dismissed the concerns about Dončić's conditioning. This adds another layer to the ongoing debate about the true reasons behind the trade. The trade has elicited strong reactions from across the NBA. Fans have been seen protesting outside the American Airlines Center, the Mavericks' home arena, and there have been calls for the firing of general manager Nico Harrison. The basketball world remains in a state of disbelief, with many questioning the logic behind trading away a player of Dončić's caliber. Adding another layer of intrigue to the situation, reports have emerged that former Mavericks owner Mark Cuban attempted to prevent the trade at the last minute. According to Mark Stein of the Stein Line, Cuban tried to intervene when he learned of the deal, but it was too late. The trade had already been sealed by what was described as a verbal handshake between the parties involved. Stein reported, by the time Cuban found out about the Luka for AD trade, it was too late. Dumont never approached for advice. Sources say Cuban urged Harrison not to go ahead with the swap, only to find out that the deal had already been sealed with the Lakers by verbal handshake. The trade has also had immediate consequences for the Mavericks coaching staff. Assistant coach Marko Milic, who has strong ties to Dončić and Slovenian basketball, has left the team in the wake of the trade. Milic, who was the first Slovenian to play in the NBA, reportedly did not wish to remain with the Mavericks without Dončić. Milic's connection to Dončić goes beyond their shared nationality. As a player development coach, he worked closely with Dončić on an individual level. Before joining the Mavericks in 2022, Milic spent 7 years coaching within the Basketball Federation of Slovenia. His departure from the Mavericks coaching staff underscores the ripple effects of the trade beyond just the on-court implications. Analyzing the trade package, Anthony Davis stands out as the centerpiece of the return for the Mavericks. The inclusion of Max Christie and future draft picks rounds out the deal. Despite the criticism surrounding the trade, Miller offered a somewhat optimistic perspective on the Mavericks' new roster depth. He stated, "Dallas fans, I know you're grieving. I know some of you are upset because you've invested so much in this team and Luka, and I understand that it does hurt. But this team, they are deep, they are loaded. When I talk about the top, defensively, they're going to be one of the best." Dončić's performance and potential remain central to the discussion surrounding this trade. This season, he was averaging 28.1 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.8 assists per game. At just 25 years old, Dončić has already amassed an impressive array of individual accolades, including 5 All-Star selections and 5 All-NBA first-team nods. His move to the Lakers has sparked speculation about his future success, with many believing that the Los Angeles market could propel him to his first MVP award sooner rather than later. The situation has brought scrutiny to the Mavericks front office, particularly the role of Patrick Dumont in the decision-making process. Dumont, who has limited basketball experience and comes from an investment banking background, has faced criticism for his involvement in such a significant basketball decision. His appointment to a leadership position in the organization came when Miriam Adelson bought the team, as Dumont is married to Adelson's daughter. The trade has led to calls for leadership changes within the Mavericks organization. Critics argue that the decision to trade Dončić, a generational talent, for what they perceive as an inadequate return, demonstrates a lack of basketball acumen at the highest levels of the franchise. Miller's defense of Dončić serves as a powerful counterpoint to the narratives emerging from the Mavericks organization. His message, emphasizing Dončić's achievements and challenging the criticism of his conditioning, has resonated across the NBA community. The ongoing debate about the long-term implications of this trade is likely to continue for years to come.